This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. This is my first opportunity to join you on this bus. They call it bus 2, but you know this is bus number 1. Yeah, you guys are much more engaged already. Okay. First of all, you know, Dvarim Gedolim Einam B'Mikra, great things are never coincidental. So the question is, why did we visit the dogs on August 1st? So you know, it's already the dog days of August. So, yeah. Okay. Now, I have to follow all of the Maisa Shalai Hayas that we just heard about the moose, what was it called? Moose droppings, yeah. So let's talk about dog tzaya. Now, why are we going to talk about that? You know, one of the main personalities in Parak Shira are the Klavim. Klavim Oimrim. Anybody know, what do the dogs say in Parak Shira? You see, everything in creation sings to God. Every tree, every animal has their unique song. So what do the dogs say? Vayu nishtachaveh v'nechra. Come, let us bow down. Nivracha, we will bless. Lifnei Hashem, I say before God our Creator. That's what the dogs say. Why are they zoicha to sing the Shira? So says the Medrash that this was a very big question. The student of Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa fasted 85 days to be zoicha to understand why the dogs say the Shira. Bayu nishtachaveh v'nechra nivracha lifnei Hashem Oseinu. Until it was revealed to him that as a reward for that when the Jews left Egypt, the dogs did not bark. Therefore, they are rewarded that they sing this song to Hashem. But not only that, but they have the distinct privilege that we take their tzaya and we use the tzaya of dogs to tan the hides to produce tefillin. You may not know that. You may not want to know that, but that's the reality. We take the tzaya of klavim and we use it to tan the hides of tefillin. In fact, some of the Mefarshim on Parak Shira tell us, there's a Gemara in Shabbos Kufnun Hayamid Beis. The Gemara says, you know, dogs have a very limited diet. There's not a lot that they could eat. So because of that, Hashem makes it that the digestive system of the dog is, it takes the dog 3 days for its food to be digested. It's a 3-day process. So the Mefarshim on Parak Shira say that since the tsoya of dogs are used to tan tefillin, and we don't want the tsoya to be too rotted, all the rotting takes place internally in the dog, so by the time it comes out, it's already in a condition that it can be used to tan the hides of the tefillin. I thought you might want to know about that. By the way, it's interesting that one of the reasons why we have a custom the night of Pesach, we're goynev the afikoman. We steal the afikoman, which means it's a practice. The father puts away the matzah, and the little kids, they steal the matzah, and then we barter. The kid gives it back to the father, on condition the father buys the kid a present. Okay? Why do we steal the afikoman the night of the Seder? So this question was posed to Chassam Sofer. His grandson Michtav Sofer asked Chassam Sofer, why do we steal the afikoman the night of the Seder? So Chassam Sofer didn't know the reason. By the end of the Seder, Chassam Sofer said, since the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the dogs didn't bark. And the Gemara says you shouldn't live in a city that doesn't have dogs. Why? Because there are a lot of genevas in the city. So it must be the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, there are a lot of genevas. So to commemorate all the robbery that took place the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Chassam Sofer says, we steal the afikoman. Be it as it may, the pasuk, Kili b'nei Yisrael avadim. Kili b'nei Yisrael. The Kliyaka wrote a sefer called Ir Gibayrim. And in the Ir Gibayrim, Kliyaka writes, the word Kili b'nei Yisrael is Rashi Tevis Kelev. Kelev. Why? Because just like the dog is an ani, it doesn't have a lot of food to eat. Yoeh ani yusel Yisrael. Poverty is a good thing for a Jew. It's good for their character, not to have to be so indulgent. In fact, the davar zeh ani oimer be'ivrit she lo yira'u kol ha'olam l'shmaya davar zeh achshav. V'lama ha'akum karim liYehudim klavim. Okay? Ha'akum karim liYehudim klavim. Lama? She'kili b'nei Yisrael is Rosh Tevois kelev. V'gam banim atem l'Hashem Elokeichem. Banim b'gematria klavim. So ha'akum einum yodim lama him karim anachnu klavim. V'ha'emes hu she'klavim hu gematria banim. Okay. You like that? Okay. I'll end off with one more interesting thing. You know, the question is, why is it a chiddush that the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the dogs weren't barking, right? It says, L'chol b'nei Yisrael, la'yechratz kelev l'shoinai. What's the chiddush that they weren't barking? Number one, normally, when dogs see a carcass, a nevela, they bark. The night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the b'chayrim were dropping. B'chayrim dropping, right? So even though there were b'chayrim dropping the night of Mitzrayim, the dogs weren't barking. Plus, when a dog sees someone walking at night, he barks. Klai, so we're leaving at night. The dog didn't bark. Plus, the Gemara says in Bava Kama, when the dogs bark, it's a siman that the Malach HaMavos is in town. That night, the Malach HaMavos was in town, but still the dogs weren't barking. So it's a big chiddush that the dogs weren't barking the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim. But I'm going to end off with one idea. It's very interesting. Rav Hutner explains on a deeper level, what's the inyan that the dogs didn't bark the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim? The Gemara tells us in Be'ach of Heyam Beis, there are three azim, shloisha azimim. Who are they? The Yisrael b'umais, Kelev b'chayos, Tarnagol b'oifos. What's the azus of a dog? What would you say the azus of a dog is? We would say the azus of a dog is, it's very brazen. Here, you're innocently walking down the street, and it just comes and he barks and he shouts and he attacks. That's the brazenness of the dog. Rav Hutner says, no, it's much deeper than that. The brazenness of the dog is that there's only one animal that has the audacity to make the claim that they're man's best friend. A cow would never come up to you, start rubbing shoulders with you, start, making believe he's on par with you, he's your friend. The cow knows he's a cow, you're a man. You're not going to find a goat. No, even a mythical moose. Even in the books that talk about a concept of a moose, they'll never portray that a moose comes and rubs shoulders with man. But a dog makes the claim, he's loyal, he's man's best friend, you could count on him. That's audacious, that's chutzpah. That a dog is similar to man, that's the greatest audacity in the world. The night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, it was so clear the superiority of Adam, the superiority of Yisrael. The dog didn't have the audacity to rub shoulders and say, yeah, I'm on par with man. It was finally clear for the first time in history the superiority of man over animal. And that's L'chol b'nei Yisrael la'yechratz kalev l'shoinai. Okay, more to come.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.